Hello YouTube friends. In this video we are going to talk about how to interact in a positive way with anxious people and how to try to keep them calm instead of making their anxiety more severe. And I'm going to talk about the things which I have experienced and that has happened to me in my life, in which people did wrong things and made my condition worse, sometimes willingly, sometimes even not realizing. They were just basically trying to help, but things just got terribly wrong. And the first thing and most important thing is to try to not panic, because obviously if someone is panicking, they're already in a flight and fight mode, brain mode, so they can't really think logically, and if you end up in the same condition, it's just going to get only worse from there. So try to not really panic. The other thing that is quite important for most people that experience anxiety, not for everyone, because everyone experiences different symptoms and their condition can be less severe or more severe, but usually when you're flight or fight mode, you either try to escape or you either just try to fight. But if you don't have a route to escape, you might end up fighting the person that's blocking your way, your escape route, so to speak. So whatever you do, don't block this escape route with your body, and don't try to corner this person in one small corner where they can't even breathe. There's not even space for them physically to just fit in there. Nobody likes to feel claustrophobic on the top of being panicky. So that's the other thing that you should remember when you deal with anxious people. It's also very important to not chase them around, because I've had cases where family members been chasing me around from one room to next room when I indicated that I just like to be left alone, so I can just calm down by myself. So don't chase people and try to give them a personal space. And the personal space is just distance that is about meter away or one step away from you, or that far distance. So that's the distance you should keep, because you need to remember we are trying to support people, and we're trying to give them the message that they're safe physically and mentally and emotionally. So we don't want to make sudden step towards them which might panic them even more. So don't do sudden movements. If you're moving, try to move slowly and show your hands like this. Don't keep your hands behind your back, because if you are dealing with a person that's been harmed physically or abused physically in some way, they might actually think, right, if this person is hiding behind their hands, maybe they're holding a gun or weapon or knife or whatever it is. So make sure they're able to see your hands. Try to keep positive body language. Try to keep a positive body language. Keep good eye contact, and actually listen to what they're trying to say, what they're trying to communicate to you. Don't ask open questions. Try to ask only closed questions on which they can answer with yes or no. Don't shout right into their face, like this distance away, and bark illogical orders. For example, just calm down, just calm down. This isn't the army, okay? We are not barking any sort of stupid orders. If a person could calm down, naturally they would. They're trying to, but when you keep barking back to them, shouting in their face, that's really unpleasant. So that's going to drive the panic mode even further. So we want to avoid this as much as possible. If they look a bit calmer, you can just sit them down or offer them a chair. Don't order them, just sit down or whatever. You can also give them water or small bits of food just to distract them. That's in case they can really, they catch their own breath and they caught their own breath and they feel a bit better. Don't try to grab them physically for the hands, for the leg, or wherever you want, because that can like be misread as a physical attack, and then you are going to put yourself into harm's way, because some people that experience anxiety can go from state of intense fear to state of pure rage, so they can end up hurting you physically because you have done something that they interpret as abuse. What else? Don't try, oh, that's the other one. Don't try to lock the person into one room or into the house. If you are concerned about their safety, you can let them go for a walk, but just follow them near so you can make sure that they're safe. Because when someone's feeling anxious, they will either start to pace back and forth, or they will just will have this need to just walk for a bit, because walking for some time helps you to calm down. It has a positive effect on your brain chemistry. It's rather a relaxing thing to do. So people should be allowed to do that. Then don't try to tackle them down physically, except if they haven't panicked so much that they're just trying to jump in front of the car, do something that really is going to endanger their lives. Don't try to slap them in the face. That's completely wrong, because there's this myth that if someone is panicking and you slap them in their face, they're going to snap out of it. No, that actually is not going to happen. What is going to happen is they're going to panic even more than they were before. So that's something that we would also like to avoid on any cost. Also, don't try to hug them. Many people think that, if I hug this person now when they're having panic attack, they're magically going to calm down. No, if you have managed to annoy this person, or you have argued with them until they develop panic attack, and then you try to hug them, that's not going to help. In fact, they're just gonna try to get away of you as soon as possible and as far away as possible, because they're at just this point that they just need their own space to calm down. They don't want to be physically touched, and they don't want anyone to come into their space, their personal space. So basically these are all of the don'ts, and now I'm going to talk about the things that you actually can do to try to calm them down in a positive way and in a way that's safe for you and for them. Of course, that might not work for all people, because as I said, some people have experience slightly different panic attacks, and everyone has a different triggers for a panic attack. But we're just trying to speak, I'm just trying to speak generally, in general. So what you can try to do, as I said, to respect their personal space, try to speak with a calm voice, keep the eye contact. If you ask a question, ask them how they're doing, if they can breathe, if they need something, if they need to sit down. Questions that can be answered with yes or no, or can be answered with 1 or 2 words. You don't want to ask a question, a rhetorical question, philosophical question, someone that are in a state of mind where they can't even think logically, because when you are into this flight and fight response, you can't think logically. You just try to survive, let's say, put it in this way. You just try to survive, you try either to escape, and you can't. You might even start fighting, like as if your life is under threat. Always express positive body language, open body language, like showing your hands and keeping your hands open. But as I said, don't try to hug them straight away as they're just freaking out. No, you have to wait for them to calm down. You can notice their breathing, and then you can hug them once they feel more comfortable, more they have calmed down, basically. Other thing that's useful to do is people try to imitate each other. So if you yourself keep composure and you're positive and you're understanding and loving, and if you deep breathe, if you breathe deeply, like in and out, and tell them, right, breathe in and breathe out, just demonstrate and see if they're going to follow or not. So that's another way that you can help them. And then as I said, you can give them water to distract them. Your main goal should be to make them feel safe, also physically, so they should know they're supported, that they have the support, that someone is looking after their needs, like being physical or mental and emotional. Respect other person's desire to not talk with you in length for some time, because if you ever had panic attack, an experienced panic attack, the last thing that's what is your mind is having a lengthy conversation about what is God. Let's say, for example, the topic. No, you don't feel like talking. You are freaking out. You are not thinking logically. You can't logically reason that much to be able to really follow someone in a very concentrated manner, or to discuss very deep topics. So this is, you have to be able to understand what is realistic to be expected from such people that are in such state, and what it isn't. And it's not realistic expectation to expect of them to just explain to you at the same moment what they're feeling and why they're feeling and so on. They can do that after they have calmed down. And as I said, don't just order them to calm down. That's just stupid, that's silly, and right down disrespectful, because Who wants to be freaking out for no reason? No one. Everyone wants to be happy and blissful and cheerful and whatever. Nobody wants to experience intense fear and being able to breathe and feel claustrophobic and have this like a urgent rush to be running or fighting or experiencing this intense state of rage. Nobody likes that. So have realistic expectations. From your husband, from your wife, from your friends. It just means a lot, and it can get you by from one day to next day, and give you just motivation to keep going, keep trying to get better